so what brings you out today?
My wife and I are looking to move into a new home.
Okay, so can you tell me a little bit more about the home that you're living in now?
Sure. We're actually living in a townhome in the Woodlands,
Okay,
off of kind of on the north side of the Woodlands, off of 242.
okay, and how long have you been there?
I think we've been in that home like 4 years total.
Oh, okay, for a little while.
Yeah, for a little while, not too terribly long.
Okay, so then what has you out shopping for a new home?
We decided it was time for a new home, and we didn't really like the location of that home, and the home really wasn't working for us, and we put it on the market, and we got a contract on it. So now we kind of have to pick up the pace a little bit and find something that's built. We would prefer not to move into temporary housing. We did that before when we built the home a long time ago and lived in an apartment, and that didn't work out very well. So we'd like to try to find something that's already built if possible. But anyway, the reason we put that home on the market and sold it was the location, and the home just didn't really work that well for us as time went on.
Okay, can you tell me about why it didn't work? The layout, or what was it about the home?
The layout a little bit, plus the master. It's a townhome, and a lot of the townhomes have the master up, and this one's the same way. So the master's upstairs, and it backs up to 242, and so the road noise is pretty bad.
Okay.
And I do some work from home, and my wife works from home some, and we want a really large study.
Okay.
The secondary bedrooms aren't that important to us. We don't have kids, so if it's got 3 bedrooms or 4 bedrooms, that doesn't really matter to us. But we want a big kitchen. We do some entertaining, and so a nice large kitchen that kind of connects to the family room with a big study. But mainly the focus is really more like the kitchen and family room. The study and the master bedroom, master bath areas are kind of the areas of focus to us, not necessarily the secondary bedrooms and that kind of thing. So
would it be fair to say is that where you spend a fair amount of your time?
Without
in
a
those
doubt.
areas?
Yeah, that and the I guess the back patio also would be kind of important to us.
Okay, do you have a back patio in the townhome?
We do, but it's a small one. So if possible, we'd like to have one that's pretty large.
Okay. All right. Now you said you hadn't been here before, but I'm assuming you've been looking. You just got a contract on the townhome recently?
Yeah, last week actually.
Okay. So have you just started looking this weekend, or have you been looking?
No, we've been looking since probably the last 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
And we were fortunate. We put the townhome on the market and then got a contract within the first week. So we weren't expecting it to happen so quickly, but
sure.
we were lucky that it did happen. So like I said, we kind of have to kick things up and get them going pretty quick now.
Sure. Well, since you've been looking for 3 or 4 months, have you found in that span of 3 or 4 months, have you come close to finding anything that really worked for you?
We found a few things, but the problem is if we found a home that worked for us, it wasn't in a good location. And we haven't really found anything that was in a really good location for us. My wife works in Sugar Land, and so the access to the Grand Parkway, now that it's open, is really important to us. That's what brought me here, is the Grand Parkway, because she's able to get on it and would be able to make it down to Sugar Land really easily. I work all over town, so to me, location isn't quite as important for me, but for her it really is. So we found some homes that really were nice and worked really well for us, but they were going to be a difficult commute for her, so we kind of ruled those out. So your location here is probably the main thing that brought me in, because of the access to the Grand Parkway. So I wanted to see what you guys had and see if y'all had a home that was a good fit for us.
Okay. All right. Well, I think I just might. So it'd be fair to say we're looking at homes move-in ready, because your contract now. Do you have a set closing date?
Yeah, I think it's going to be in probably another what was it, like 45 days, I think, from last week. So I mean, it's in a month and a half or so. So it's relatively quick.
Okay, we're not looking to build then.
Correct. If we can at all avoid it. I mean, that's obviously a possibility if we absolutely had to, but I hope that there's something that's already built that we can move into immediately.
Okay, so if you can remind me, back to the townhome, how many square feet about is it?
That one is 2,200 square feet.
Okay, and we're looking for about how much?
The square footage isn't necessarily that big of a hot button for us.
Okay.
I think the 2,200 square feet is okay with us. I mean, it works. It's just the layout more than anything. Obviously, I wouldn't want to go much smaller than that. But if it was bigger, that would be fine. If it was laid out in the right areas, we don't need anything that's 4,500 or 5,000 square feet, obviously. But I'm not that hung up on square footage. If it's 3,000 or 3,500 square feet, that's really kind of irrelevant to me in the overall scheme of things. It's really more the layout, more putting the square footage in the places that we need it in, rather than X number of square feet.
Sure. So you mentioned in your current townhome, the master is up, and we don't like that layout. We prefer to move the master to the first floor.
Correct. Yeah. If it's a 2-story or a 1.5, definitely the master on the first floor. I would be open to a 1 or 1.5 or 2. Really. I mean, it's okay. I guess I'm pretty open as long as the master's on the first floor.
Okay, wonderful. So just to kind of summarize, to make sure we're on the same page, you're looking to, obviously you're backing up to road noise. So another, I think, good a pro to this location is we're going to have, being a community, a somewhat rural community, we're going to be able to alleviate that almost with any lot that we choose, or any home site that we choose. Sorry for cutting you off. Sure.
So I know we're close to the Grand Parkway. Do you get the road noise? I didn't hear it when I got out of my car, but is the noise from the Grand Parkway an issue?
Not at all. We actually have the perfect location. So if we head just down Student, or maybe a mile or two, not even 2 miles actually, you would hit 2920. And again, within I think a few hundred feet, you're hitting the Grand Parkway. So it's that perfect distance. We're close enough to have very quick access, but we're far enough away that we don't have to hear the road noise. So
okay.
It's great.
Perfect. Oh, perfect.
It's great. So your wife will be able to get down to Sugar Land very easily.
Good.
And as far as the home itself, because I do have a few quick move-ins available, and so I'm trying to kind of think about which one I think we should start to take a look at first, because I think we do have a few different options. But to kind of summarize, we're definitely looking for the bigger kitchen, bigger master, bigger study, utilizing that common space, the space that you all utilize the most.
Right.
And then secondary bedrooms kind of being not quite as important, but definitely in addition to that, back patio space.
Yes.
Okay. Now, would you be interested when it comes to the lot itself? I know noise is a big factor for you. Would you prefer to maybe not have a rear neighbor or someone behind you?
That would be ideal if it were possible. Not one of those driving forces. I wouldn't sacrifice the home just because there's no rear neighbor. But if it were the perfect home and there was no rear neighbor, then yeah, that would be ideal, I think.
So what are some things that are important to you when it comes to the lot, or maybe let's say the location of the home within the community?
Probably the main thing is I would like the back of the home not to face west more than anything. The first home that we had, the back of it faced west. And I just remember trying to be out there in the evenings barbecuing and that west sun just pounding in on us. So, I don't really know other than that. That's the only thing that really stands out to me. Being close to the community pool and that kind of stuff doesn't really hold any value to me.
Okay.
That's the main thing. I don't, maybe when we look at it, maybe something else will stand out, but that's the main thing that I can think of off the top of my head is just to not have something at the back of it face west.
Okay. All right. Well, I think I can do that for you. So, so if we have a few minutes today, do you mind, we can actually go ahead and take a look. I've kind of got 2 homes in mind that I would like to show you, just kind of get your feedback on, but 2 that I think would work great and I think incorporate the items that you're looking for in your dream home.
Sure. No, that would be
perfect. Ready to go take a look?
Yeah, that's exciting.
All right, let's go.